Students, now I am beginning with the para-wise explanation of the poem. So taking this first stanza, beginning from what is the boy now, from there to there it is in the water. So let's begin with the explanation of these lines. Here you can see that the poet sees a boy playing with a ball. Then the boy loses his ball. The poet asks, what should the boy be feeling now? So, would he be feeling sad? He asks, what will the boy do now? He saw the ball bouncing merrily. Merrily means happily, going down the street. And now, in the same way, it has fallen into the water and it is lost forever. The boy has already lost his ball. Now the poet feels that there is no use of consoling the boy. He can't be consoled if he is offered other balls in place of the lost ball. That means a thing which has been lost in the life, it cannot be replaced by any other thing. Finally, a deep sorrow overpowers the boy. He stands shaking there without leaving the place. Standing there, he stares down the place where the ball has disappeared in the water of the harbor. The loss of the ball in the harbor reminds him of his childhood and the childhood days which has been lost in the harbor of life. Moving on to the third paragraph, I would first read out the lines for you all. I would not intrude on him a dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses his first responsibility in a world of possessions. So, what do you understand by world of possessions? World, it means world where people are busy in possessing things or accumulating things. A dime. What does a dime means? A dime means something which is very cheap, something which is not very expensive. What does the word intrude means? Intrude means to encroach or to interfere in something, that is intrude. Worthless means something which is of no use, useless. So what does these lines means? They mean that poet doesn't want to interfere in the matter of the boy. He does not want to console the boy. He will not tell the boy that the ball he has lost cost almost nothing. It is a very mere thing or a small thing or a petty thing. He will not console him by saying that he can buy another ball quite easily or he can replace this loss. He doesn't want to tell all these things to the boy. Now, good sense prevails over the boy. He knows that in this world, people are always running after acquiring and owning things. That is why it is world of possessions. People are busy in a rat race of acquiring materialistic things. He realizes what is his first responsibility in such a world. So moving on to the next stanza, that is stanza 4. I would first read out the lines. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So what does these lines means? Buying and losing continues throughout our life. People will always buy such balls and the balls they buy will continue to be lost. That means gain and losses will be a part and parcel of life. There will be times in life when you'll keep getting something, you'll keep gaining something. There will be time in the life when you'll keep losing something. So it is a part and parcel of life, an indispensable part of your life. Money is totally external to our inner feeling. Money can't compensate our emotional losses. There will be materialistic losses in your life. There will be immaterial losses in our life, like the loss of your favorite period of your life, loss of the dear ones in your life. That will be an emotional loss and that cannot be compensated by any amount of money. Similarly, the childhood that we have lost forever can't be bought back with the money or the death of someone who is very dear to your life cannot be compensated by money. So money has got its own limitation. Money is external. It cannot compensate your emotional losses. So now moving on to the last paragraph, that is stanza 5. I would first read out the lines. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes this epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So, in this last part of the poem, the poet wants to convey a strong message to all the readers that though we may incur or face losses throughout our life, but we should know how to counter it, how to face it, how to overcome it. Why? Because that is what is the art or the basic principle of life. There are few words in the stanza. The meaning of those words: desperate is in a very hopeless situation. Epistemology is the nature or the knowledge of something. Now, the boy with his hopeless eyes is beginning to learn the nature of loss. After facing so many losses in his life, he has now learned to face the nature of loss. He is learning what it means to lose something. He has to learn how to overcome the loss and stand up again in life. He has to learn this basic principle of life which every man of the world has to learn. He must learn how to bear the pangs, the pain of the loss of childhood, or a near or dear one, or any other material or immaterial loss in this world. He has to move ahead in life, forgetting the loss of these things. Students, I hope that the poem is clear to you now. If you have any doubt, you can ask your doubts in the group. Assignment for this poem, that is paraphrase and question answers, will be sent to you through assignment. Thank you.